The Emerald Lands, or Rokugan in the tongue of its people, comprise a vast, majestic countryside that stretches 900 miles from the pine valleys and snow capped peaks of the Great Wall of the North Mountains at one end to the austere Carpenter Wall standing vigil along the country's desolate southern border.
Beyond the wall lies the Shadowland, a blighted land tainted by the influence of hell itself, and dangerous for even the most legendary heroes to step foot within. At its widest point, Rokugan measures 600 miles, from the sea of the sun goddess in the east to the burning sands in the west. Within its borders, bountiful plains ripple gold in the sunlight, and primordial forests hide mysterious spirits and dangerous creatures.
Hot springs straddle mountain ranges and hills laden with precious gems and minerals. Countless rivers, lakes, and streams wind their way toward the ocean, where fish, seaweed, and pearls are netted by divers and fishermen. Crimson Torii mark the gateway to sacred spaces, which exist alongside the sprawling cities and huddled hamlets of human civilization.
Each of the seven great clans presides over a different corner of the empire, protecting the natural harmony of the land and the kami that dwell there. Shrines and temples dot the landscape, marking places of spiritual power and contemplation. Fortifications, large and small, protect the roads, bridges, mountain passes, and the domains of great lords.
In the shadows of these castles, towns and villages prosper from the efforts of craftspeople and artisans. Beyond the city limits, peasants toil over rice paddies and fields of grain, or hunt and gather the bounty of the forest. To travel the empire on its few roads, samurai must obtain special papers and pay a tax towards their upkeep.
Merchants' carts and horses are banned from the imperial highways altogether, forcing them to rely on special trade routes to carry goods between cities. Given the size of the empire and the difficulty of journeying, few get to witness the variety of the empire's vistas in one lifetime. Instead, citizens are deeply in tune with the natural cycles of the provinces they call home. The heavens bring four seasons to the empire, which are celebrated by festivals and arts. In the spring, the delicate fragrance of cherry blossoms wafts from misty gardens. Summer heralds rains and oppressive heat, slowly giving way to autumn's brilliant scarlet leaves, shrill cicada cries, and typhoons. Winter buries the lands in deep snow, closing mountain passes and driving the citizenry to the warmth and comfort of the hearth. The Code of Bushido, literally the way of the warrior. Bushido is the code by which all samurai in Rokugan strive to live, yet each clan's interpretation of the tenets of Bushido is slightly different. All samurai are taught to embrace the ideals of Bushido and strive ever towards them, at the expense of personal gain. Not even the gods uphold Bushido without flaw. The strictures are nearly impossible to maintain in their entirety, and the struggle to adhere to them consumes a samurai's existence. The virtues recognized by the code are compassion, courage, courtesy, duty, honor, righteousness, and sincerity.
Compassion. Through intense training, the samurai becomes quick and strong. They're not as other people. They develop a power that must be used for the good of all. They have compassion. They help their fellows at every opportunity. If an opportunity does not arise, they go out of their way to find one. The celestial heavens appointed the lords and samurai of Rokugan to rule over the lower caste. But with power comes responsibility. Compassion represents the noblesse oblige of the samurai caste to the peasantry. Most clans interpret this to mean extending physical protection over peasants, but other clans go even further.
Courage. Rise up above the masses of people who are afraid to act. Samurai must have heroic courage. It is absolutely risky. It is dangerous. Only in acceptance of one's death may a samurai live their life completely, fully, and wonderfully. Courage is not blind, it is intelligent and strong. Replace fear with respect and caution. Every samurai lives 3 feet from death at all times. A samurai must be prepared to give their life for their lord, their clan, and the empire at a moment's notice. To die in service of one's lord furthers one's karma, and thus samurai eagerly embrace the idea of a noble death in service to their family.
Courtesy. Samurai have no reason to be cruel. They do not need to prove their strength. Samurai is courteous even to their enemies. Without this outward show of respect, we are nothing more than animals. A samurai is not only respected for their strength in battle, but also by their dealings with others. The true inner strength of a samurai becomes apparent during difficult times. Social order isn't just important to Rokugan, it is, in a literal manner, what the heavens rest upon. A samurai is required to maintain appearances and withstand adversity, exhibiting courteousness even when faced with the most vile lack of it.
Duty. For the samurai, having done something or said something, they know they own that thing. They are responsible for it and all the consequences that follow. A samurai is intensely loyal to those in their care. To those they are responsible for, they remain fiercely true. Samurai are expected to do their duty to their lord and their subordinates without hesitation or reservation, no matter the cost to their own reputation. Of course, any duty given by their lord is expected to be within the bounds of Bushido and bring honor to the samurai by obeying it. Should a samurai feel their duty conflicts with the other virtues of Bushido, they may commit seppuku in protest, a rare exception to needing a lord's permission to end one's life. The sentiment is impossible to ignore. The lord has forfeited the samurai's honor, and no one without honor is fit to serve.
Honor. A true samurai has only one judge of their honor, and that is themselves. Decisions you make and how those decisions are carried out are a reflection of who you truly are, for you cannot hide from yourself. Honor is the most subtle, yet the most basic and all-encompassing virtue. Samurai without honor cannot truly follow the other virtues of Bushido, for they act as others expect and not as their own conscience dictates. If their own honor is intact, however, they will follow the ways of Bushido and pursue justice without flaw or failure, even when commanded otherwise by their lord.
Righteousness. Be acutely honest in all your dealings with all people. Believe in justice, not from other people, but from yourself. A true samurai knows in their heart that there are no shades of gray in the question of honesty and justice. There is only right and wrong. Righteousness is the sunlight glinting off the katana, bright and painful to the eye. There is only truth and falsehood, justice and injustice, and it is the samurai's job to live in accordance with justice and ensure that justice is meted out.
Sincerity. When a samurai has said they will perform an action, it is as good as done. Nothing will stop them from completing their deed. They do not have to give their word, nor do they have to promise. The action of speaking alone has set the act of doing in motion. Speaking and doing are the same thing. Samurai must align intent with their word and deed, acting with complete and total conviction, whether they serve themselves or their lord. A convincing manner is more valued in Rokugan than the absolute truth, for the samurai who speaks with sincerity has committed the totality of their being to the sentiment.
Good to save it for facial expressions too.
All right, the last person on Saphira, we've transitioned to live.
Howdy, 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 everybody. Thanks for spending part of your Friday night with us here in Rokugan. This is Rem Alternus hosting a Legend of Five Rings role-playing game stream. Glad to have you with us. My name is Hal. I'll be doing the Game Master duties tonight, helping some players have some heroic fun playing Noble Samurai in Rokugan. Why don't we go around and introduce ourselves? Big Chris, tell us a little bit about yourself and who you're playing.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Well, I guess Big Chris, considering I'm the larger of the two Chris's. I'm playing a rodent, playing a rodent named Naomi, and he's from a faraway land, and he's trying to make his way in Rokugan as a gaijin. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're glad to have you. And
Glad
just
to be
plain
here.
Chris.
Hi guys, I guess I'm plain Chris now. Well, plain Chris now that I have no beard, but it'll come back soon. Don't worry.
So
I am
that make you like baby Chris.
No.
baby Chris.
I
baby Chris
I
for
still
the next few
greatly
weeks.
prefer we do Big Chris and normal size Chris.
Big Chris, medium Chris. Now we need a
Medium
small
Chris.
Or fun size Chris.
Moderately sized Chris.
one.
Or regular size Chris. I'm
Yeah,
just
the
thinking
fourth one.
Bob's Burgers with
That
a
we
regular
don't
size
speak of.
Rudy.
I play Kage, who is a Ronin from the now gone Rooster Clan, and he is tagging along on this adventure to just get some work done, and if he finds a way to deal his own justice along the way, he'll do it. But in for the ride.
Yep, everybody pour out a cup of sake for the extinct Rooster Clan.
Best clan.
Cock-a-doodle-doo.
As extinct as his
Yeah.
beard.
Zafira, why don't you tell us about yourself and your character?
Alright, I am Zafir. I'm just a person doing online things. I really not up to much. And I claim the character Bayushi Akane, a scorpion courtier. That knows a little bit around the fight, supposedly. But yeah,
Okay.
that's about the gist of things there.
All right, and Pat, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us about you and your character.
All right, my name is Patrick Bryant. I am joining these wonderful people with Legend of the Five Rings for streaming with Rem Alternates, which I'm very happy to do. My character is Doji Nai. Doji Nai is a crane courtier who, actually no, crane shugenja. I got some courtly skills, and who happens to be trained by the Scorpion, so divided loyalties and all that.
Good times. And you also do tech for us, so we want to thank you for pulling double duty for us. It's you do a lot to make this happen for us, so we appreciate you.
Yay,
Dude, you're awesome.
appreciation.
Yep. And we also have James as part of our cast. He plays our lion Bard, but he has his horse went lame in real life. He's got to change its tire, so we may not see him tonight. So we will just have to adapt. Why don't we have somebody do a recap of what's been going on? Who feels ready to do a recap? We didn't talk about this beforehand.
You did not.
Well, you spoke
let's
up,
see
so
here.
Zafir, I'll put you on the spot. Why don't you give us give the audience a recap in case this is the first time they're tuning in?
Okay, starting things off, we went to go on a quick mission to investigate a overturned shopping cart, which we found a decapitated corpse and with no weapons, without their daimyo, and also insignia implying they were of the crab clan. Man, words.
Clan.
We then just had the we had the Ronin haul the body back to town since we didn't want to take a fight on the mountaintop, and we reported the body in, and then we kind of split our separate ways within the town. Bayushi Akane, went on an investigation regarding gambling circles, which were supposedly linked to merchants that were dealing with this particular dead merchant, as told by Kage. Kage was at the affected bar or tavern, whatever you want to call it, getting some sake and also just discussing things with the owner while what is his name? Ikoma Saito was busy starting fights and writing poetry and writing a letter to the family of the deceased.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think
see.
that's pretty much the broad strokes. Just in case it wasn't clear, the players are playing the feudal Japanese equivalent of sheriff's deputies. They are tasked with keeping the peace, which is why they were sent out to look into this merchant who fell into harm's way in unpatrolled territory. And since it turned out he was dead, his family needs to be notified, which is what that letter was about. And
peace is part of it after how we ended last session.
Yeah. Well, it's not necessarily you're doing a good job of defending the peace, but that's your job. And Big Chris, why don't you give us a recap of what we did last week on the kind of like the alternate timeline of what's going on out there in the past while you guys are stirring up fights in town.
Oh, last week we followed a merchant named Lucky Frog, and so his loving companions, Thick One and Tiny One, as they walked through the Biden paths, and they came across a weird highwayman, it seemed, who liked to eat people, straight Soylent Green. And then I think that's where we ended off.
Yeah, you guys.
We did a few things after that.
Yeah, you guys fought him, and the merchant and his mercenaries ran away with their lives. But yeah, there's a bad man who ended up turned up headless when the next caravan went by. So that was kind of a dun dun dun. There's yet another
Leaving
body
out the
turned up
part where I
headless in the
crunched him
past.
with my Tetsubo. Sure.
Well,
Leave that
that's
out.
the part
No.
where he got defeated. So yeah. So we gotta give you a call out for scoring that mighty blow. And not that you weren't playing your characters per se, but we played for an hour, so you guys will have an experience point that you can put towards your character.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Where we left off, it was pretty much after the town finally settled down after the rival merchant gangs and their caravan guards caused a minor urban brawl. Town finally settled down for the evening, and you guys are picking it up in the morning. Ikoma Saito had composed his letter, and that's going to be sent off with a morning courier. And given the trouble that was afoot, your magistrate employer, Shinjo Oshito, she's going to take Ikoma Saito to the local Scorpion magistrate and have him apologize for causing a ruckus in town last night. But she doesn't want to embarrass him unnecessarily, so you're all not going to be there to watch him apologize. She has some tasks for you. She wants you guys to do several things. She wants you to see if you can find some help to go, some extra muscle to go up into the pass and track down those bandits. She also wants somebody to talk to the Cat Clan acrobats, because they were there before you guys were, so that they might have seen something that they haven't said yet. So she'd kind of like someone to be polite and discreet, but find out what they know, just in case they know something they haven't shown, they haven't shared so far.
Finding the extra muscle sounds like a pain in the ass, seeing that a lot of the extra muscle in this town is beating the shit out of each other outside this place.
Well, that was short term. That all.
Well, if anything,
extra
that
muscle
just
is
gets
left
all
in
the
that
extra muscle
steam
in one place, and then you can pick the best muscle by
Yeah.
picking the winning muscle.
That
If
is
anything, it's
true.
helpful. You
There's-
just Look at the bright
Make
side.
buyouts happen.
Just because you have a tragic backstory doesn't mean that everything sucks.
I mean,
And then the third thing Shinjo Oshido wants you guys to do is see if you can find some allies who would be willing to help her start building a way station in the middle of the pass.
Okay.
All right. So
You know
here,
what? We'll throw a fourth thing out there too, just because
Uh-oh,
that's what
uh-oh.
bosses do. They're like, you know what? Oh, and another thing.
2,000 push-ups.
Yeah, we heard rumors about a merchant named Lucky Frog. They talked about getting attacked in the past last night. So track him down and figure out what he saw.
Doesn't sound very lucky.
Well, he survived the
he's
ambush. So
alive.
yeah, he sounds pretty lucky to me.
There's also the deal with Kage told you guys. There's a spirit messing up the sake, or at least messing up the creation of the sake that goes to the red heron.
is that something that you're telling us?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I said at the end of last session that I would have relayed this to you guys. But yeah, so you guys are aware of the spirit side quest who's putting his finger in the sake or whatever.
Are you gonna tell that to Shinjo Oshito as well?
I would think Shinjo should know.
Okay. Well, she'll tell you that's kind of the local magistrate's problem. However, if you're able to solve it and score some favor points with the locals, that would certainly be helpful. Maybe get them to help us out in return.
Better sake, higher morale.
Indeed.
All right.
I'm always down for good sake.
Here's my take on the splitting of tasks. You guys can, of course, tell me I'm wrong as much as you want, but deep down, you know I'm right. I'll deal with the cat clan. Akane, how about you look into Lucky Frog? And then I'm thinking we have... one second here, I need to pull up the names of characters because I have horrible memory. Kage, if you could look for the workers, and then Naomi, if you can look for the mercs, the muscle. That's where my brain's at.
Well, yeah, you guys can split up.
Because I don't mind doing it.
Yeah, you guys can split up. You guys can cooperate and do certain tasks to get them out of the way, then work on others. This is a task we're delegated to you guys. You guys figure out what priorities should be done first and how fast, and all that.
Kage's got some points in labor, so talking to some working class folks would be a little easier for him, so.
I probably shouldn't be doing any kind of negotiations or finding of people on my considering what you said.
In that case, we'll probably need to, instead of just doing like complete separation of tasks, a little bit more of a mixed bag. I definitely think that Ayane would be much better at finding Lucky Frog than most of the rest of us.
Both for your own memory and for the benefit of anybody who might be new watching, go ahead and tell each other and the audience what your character's skill sets and capabilities are, and that'll probably help you figure out who should be doing what anyway.
That'd be good.
Oh, I, playing Naomi and Ronin, and my role is to hit things with my sword really hard.
What else can you do besides hit things with your sword?
Yeah, where are your skills at?
Oh, my skills? I'm good at grappling.
Well, when it comes to a fight, you're good to have around. I don't know if we lost him or if he's really deep in
hard
thought.
to say. Oh, he's here.
It's just my abilities and attributes.
Okay. So, Bayushi Akane, what are you good at?
I am good at talking, fighting, and sneaking, and investigating in a roundabout way.
All right. Well, hopefully the tasks that you've been given shouldn't have to involve fighting, but you never know.
Never know.
I just noticed that Akane's name is misspelled on the overlay. We'll have to fix that.
Yeah. I forgot
Twin
to
brother.
bring it up.
It's spelled slightly different.
Okay, so Pat, what is Doji Nai good at?
So Dojinai is a Shugenja, which is the Legend of the Five Rings equivalent to a wizard, but not quite. I think it's a little bit of a better analogy to call him like a priest. They can talk to spirits and essentially barter for favors from the spirits to be able to do stuff. They also get some other like ritualistic stuff. My skill set is primarily in being able to talk good, much better than my human counterpart piloting it can. And I also have a little bit of commerce for trade skill and a passion for flower arranging.
Okay. Well, Shinjo Oshito leaves you guys to figure out, handling how you're going to handle the tasks she's assigned for you, and she takes Ikoma Saito off to have him apologize for the disturbance last night. And you guys are in the Ide merchants' noble estate. You guys are free to talk amongst yourselves in the house there, or head on out and start doing stuff.
In my head, the unicorn people are taking Ikoma out on a hunt and screwing with him in various ways.
They gave him coffee.
Well,
Hey,
actually, fermented.
Have this dark tea.
Yeah, fermented horse milk is actually a popular unicorn drink, but they don't do that out here because it's hard to get away from the unicorn villages. They got to make do
I
with
hate-
sake here.
I hate all of those words that you said together.
So Naomi doesn't want to go solo though, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
You want to just
that's
come with
a
me because we're
legit thing.
partners in crime?
Yes.
Well, not crime. We don't do crime.
Oh, no,
Tell
no,
him
no.
to
That's
So-
not what I mean.
So
I know what you mean.
with that
Obviously.
wisdom established, perhaps we should do a pair of groups then.
Okay. All right.
I suggest that Kage and Naomi, and then myself and Akane can basically split the tasks.
Okay. So which pair is going to work on which task first?
With this general selection, my brain is thinking we have the Ronin handling the commoners, as they're the closest to the common folk. Not samurai. Sorry, not clan samurai. And then the real heroes of the picture will deal with the Cat Clan as well as the Lucky Frog merchant.
Wow.
Oh, geez.
I have the feeling that they're looking down on us, Kage. But
I'm
but
not
Well-
looking down on anyone.
it's okay.
Well, noble
Remember that
Naomi,
one
no one
time
would
the
be able to
samurai
look down
looked
at
down
you.
on us?
You tower
know.
over many others.
I assure you I'm not looking down upon you.
Man, how's the weather up there? Nose
I mean,
in the
it-
air. Jesus.
It's not much different than it is down there, I think.
I think the air's a little thin. It's getting to me.
Still smells like shit.
Breathe deeply.
I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I can't smell that.
Looks like what's L5
So it seems like she wants us to find some muscle. Kage, you want to go track them down?
Find some muscle and some laborers.
And some laborers. Okay.
Also with that, I'm going to basically make the base. So does she provide us with a method of payment, or is it essentially going to be a situation where it's like,
Well,
we have the word, of course you'll get compensated by the Lord kind of thing?
she did not give you any money. You know that she, if you strike a deal with some mercenaries, she'll try to adhere to it as long as she has the money. Ideally, you should be getting allies who are willing to do it for the spirit of cooperation, and they're not asking for such petty recompensation as coin.
Okay.
However, if the only ones you can find are the ones who will do it for coin, then that's what you could find.
All right, 1 second. I believe I have.
So,
a certain amount
Zafira,
of
you got
money
a
too.
silver award, which I'm trying to read. I think that's a bonus skill die.
Skill die.
Yeah, bonus skill die at some point. So thank you, Reverend. All right. So while Pat is looking at, have the two Ronin decided on a task they want to work on?
Yeah, let's try to secure some fighters.
Okay.
One thing I do
Seeing
want to, that I was looking up, forgive me for interrupting. Being the Crane clan, I generally have, they're the more wealthy of the clans, and if memory serves, I don't have the paperwork in front of me, but I had somewhere around like 8 koku, and also as memory serves with this economy, 1 koku is a lot of money. So
1 koku is a lot of money. A koku is a gold coin, and coinage in Rokugan is pegged to rice. So a koku is several, I forget how many bushels of rice, but
I want to say it was like a month's supply of rice for a person or something like that.
It's a year's, it's a year's supply of rice.
Oh.
Wow.
So with that in mind, before the two Ronins separate from the rest of us, I'm going to rather nonchalantly hand them a koku as a good luck charm to assist the commoners into joining our cause. Because obviously we're not going to be paying them with it. I mean, it's a good luck charm, right, guys? Good luck.
Why, thank you.
Kage just takes it and he just nods.
Oh, that's gone.
And then, yeah, I
Well,
also
Kage's like, let's not have this out in the open for too long.
Right.
Yeah, and then Chaplain 415 asked in the chat, how do you make change for a coin like that? Actually, the coinage breakdown is 5 silver, which I believe are boo. And that's 1 bushel. So 5 bushel is enough for 1 person for a year. And then there's 10 copper coins, which are called zeni. There's 10 zeni to 1 silver, and 5 silvers to 1 gold. And since the gold is pegged to the rice standard, if you have a scorpion minted gold piece, for example, you can take that to a scorpion daimyo and say, I want to cash this in for rice, and they're honor bound to be on the hook. They issued the coin, they got to give you out the rice.
Miami. So let's
Want to go get some rice?
let's get some rice. Let's get a year's worth of rice. Screw these guys. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, let's go find some fighters.
Okay. Well, you guys have lived in the area. You know that there's a standing armed force in the town militia. It's possible they could be talked into coming with or giving you a certain number of soldiers to go out and do this thing. Their commander would have to be convinced to let that happen. There is also a temple in the town, Temple of Tengen. That is the fortune of bards and storytellers and performers, and the monks there. The monks have a reputation for being good fighters. Perhaps some of the monks might be willing to help. And of course, with this being a town on a merchant trail, plenty of mercenaries that you could probably approach one at a time, and because there's not a hiring guild per se. You know, if you want mercenaries, you'd have to hire them mercenary by mercenary.
Okay.
I'm thinking either the militia seems nice. Kage's also hung out with some monks, so he
Yeah.
wouldn't be opposed to approaching the monks either. What do you think, Big Chris?
I'm about that. That sounds like a very good and solid plan.
I'll try militia first, then monks. If the militia doesn't work out,
I actually want to try the monks first, then the militia.
hell yeah, let's
'Cause
do it.
they're more likely to do it without, getting their palms greased.
That's true.
Then we get
Okay.
to keep it.
All right, so before we get started on that, I want to just quick bounce over to Dojinai and Bayushi Akane. What is your guys' plan?
I'm assuming we're going to talk to the cat clan first.
Yeah, that would
Okay.
make sense to me. I would imagine that looking for Lucky Frog would be something better for later in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any preparation you want to do before going to see the Cat Clan?
I'm going to make sure to wear one of my nicer outfits.
Okay.
And pick out a mask that has silver inlays and a few gemstones adorning it.
Okay. You're gonna preen yourself and be pretty.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah, I suppose I should as well.
Okay. And how about the Ronin? Is there any preparation you want to do before seeing the monks?
4 shots of sake.
I mean, finishing our drinks would be nice.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, no, Kage's still going to finish his drink.
As far as your guys' status, just go ahead and blank out any strife you had. We'll just start over on strife as a new session.
Thank you.
Your fatigue should all be gone. Although, unfortunately, Naomi, you are, of course, still seriously wounded, as it's only been a couple days, and haven't had a chance to sit down and get some really good bed rest yet.
Ooh. Yeah, I definitely need to finish this drink.
Although, of course, since you're going to the monks, you never know. They might be willing to, use their skills to help heal you up as well.
The old
Good,
rundown.
kind-hearted monks.
Yep.
Some good old lay on hands action.
You never know. If you want to get healed, the temple's the place to do it.
All right. I ask a nearby handmaiden or a servant that's coming by to point us in the nearest direction of the nearest temple.
Okay. Yeah. You've lived in this town. You know where. There's only the one temple, and you know where it is.
Okay.
And these are fortunist monks. That means these are. There's two main orders in Rokugan. There's the kind that follow and revere the gods, and there's the kind that follow and revere a historic mortal. It's kind of the Shinsteists are kind of like Buddhists, and the Fortunists are kind of like Shintoists. Of course, that's real world and not directly analogous, but that's kind of the idea. So these Fortunist monks maintain this temple to, as I said, the Fortune Tengu. That is Tengen, I'm sorry. People are welcome to come into a temple. There's no entry fee. They don't have guarded gates. You just walk through the Torii Arch. And samurai coming here is very not out of the ordinary for the monks. So they really aren't even disrupting their routines. They're just going about more or less ignoring you as you've arrived.
Monk that looks like he's not too terribly busy.
Well, there's two kinds of monks. There's monks that are meditating and monks that look like they're terribly busy. They're not
Interrupting either.
Yeah, they don't appear to be any lazy monks, at least not on your first glance. But there is a nearby monk is kind of sweeping the steps leading into the shrine. He's the nearest guy, at least.
I think we should go talk to this guy.
We'll
Okay, well,
we'll waltz up.
Yeah, he's got humble brown robes. He's got a shaved head. He has a necklace with a medallion of his order. And he stops his sweeping and he gives you a polite greeting. He says, "Pleasant morning. It's wonderful to see guests. How can I be of assistance to you?"
This is a well-kept temple you have here.
Well, we have the good fortune to live here, and Tengen watches over us, and it's the least we can do to keep a clean and tidy temple.
Kage gives him a polite greeting in return, and says, "My friend here has been injured recently. I was wondering if you or the other monks would be of any assistance."
He looks at Naomi, and he can see you've probably got leaky bandages. They're at least wet bandages, and he sees them, and he says, "Yeah, come with me. We can get those changed and give you a clean dressing, and we'll have the head abbot come and check you out."
Much appreciated. Thank you.
Kage, you're not invited to go to the infirmary, but they do say you're welcome to sit in the Zen garden and meditate if you'd like to wait for your friend.
Hell yeah, Kage will meditate.
Okay. All right. Well, while Naomi is taken to the infirmary and they're going to check him out, let's bounce back over to Doji Nai and Bayushe Akane. You guys have dolled yourselves up, and you're as impressive as you've made yourselves. And you can start looking for the Cat Clan acrobats. It only takes a cursory question with some locals, and you can find out where the acrobats are setting up. And it's in a theater near actually the temple of Tengen. It's actually quite a big to-do that these acrobats are here in town performing. So it's not at all hard to find.
Alrighty, so
So they have they have a caravan. They're kind of like think traveling circus of wagons and whatnot. But they're staying in a roadhouse, a ryokan.
Roadhouse being like a hotel motel, or is that like a trailer type thing?
It's a like bed and breakfast. Yeah, a ryokan
Okay.
is the Japanese word for it. Yeah.
So I would imagine we're going to need to find out who essentially the leader or whatever of the group is.
Okay. You would give me either a labor or a government, and we'll call this thinking of something I don't know, probably. I'll let you just pick the rig. I don't care overly much.
Okay.
Target
I'm
number
going
one.
to ask Akane, considering that I'm not skilled in either one of those, if I'd be able to assist her with that knowledge, or if she would assist me.
Let's see.
Now, do you has government or labor?
Government or labor? Those don't sound like things I would have, but let me see. Social scholar. I do not. Oh, hold on. Nope, I don't have either one of those.
All right. So in that case, I am going to make an attempt at government knowledge.
Okay.
I'm going to do so in a sense of basically trying to perceive differences or like subtle differences with like clothing, heraldry, or things like that to try to get an idea of whom might appear to be a little bit more proper, a little bit higher on the rung. The
All right.
intention was for like an heir on that.
Okay. Yeah. Air and government. That sounds perfect. And I told you it was target number 1, so you can either keep your clean success or do your exploding with strife and maybe get an opportunity.
I'll go ahead and see if I can get an opportunity. Try to make this a little interesting. Oop, that didn't work out right, but we'll just only look at the black die.
Yeah, so it's so that exploding die is 2 successes and 2 strife.
Am I
And since
able
you
to
only
keep
need-
only the 1 in 1 strife?
I would have to look at that. I don't
I'll
think
take-
so. I think
I'll
once you
take the
choose
2
to
strife
explode
for
it.
now. Yep, I'll take the 2 strife then. I agree.
Or, well, the other thing I was going to say is since it was target number 1, you can take the success with no strife, and that's your 1 success you needed.
Because I can decide after I roll the explodes? Okay, that makes
Yeah.
so much more sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
I figured once you did the explode, you kind of committed to that die or something.
Well, you're committed to adding it, but you're not committed to choosing it.
Okay, beautiful. In that case, I'll just take the unassisted success.
So the success with no extra strife. All right. The actual samurai members of the Cat Clan are staying in the Travelers Inn. They're the stagehands and riggers and whatnot that are of the peasant class. They are staying in their baggage train, the caravan. So that's not the place to look for whoever would be in charge. Whoever would be in charge would be spending the morning indoors, having breakfast in the hotel. So I presume that's where you go. The Cat Clan, you're successful. You know that their family name is Nekoma. So you can presume any of the samurai are going to be of that family. Yeah. Even if you can't identify anybody's given name, Nekoma-san is probably a safe form of address. And in the tavern, let's call it. Every game ever has to have a prancing pony, so this is the prancing pony.
Works.
So in the prancing pony, it looks like the Nekoma acrobats have kind of like booked out the whole roadhouse. They all appear to be members of the acrobat troupe or the staff serving them.
All right. So in that case,
yeah.
Um,
With your, I was gonna say with more successes and or opportunities, maybe you could pick somebody out, but I'm gonna say you're gonna have to do something else to kind of figure out who's in charge, because they're kind of playing around and not making a big deal about whoever might be in charge. They're all professional actors. They get off on messing around like that.
I can vouch.
Yep.
Okay, let's see here. In that case, let's see. Oh, yeah. Can I go with either performance or skullduggery to learn to kind of glean who a leader might be, just based on how people are interacting with each other?
I'm going to say performance.
Okay.
Performance, you're looking for the alpha actor. Skullduggery is you're looking for the stage manager.
Well, like I approved it to skullduggery because, in theory, because I would be more or less like eavesdropping type of angle. Just finding out like who gets talked to a bit differently than everyone else. But I'm fine with using performance. It's less die, but actually, oh shit, I meant to add one. Oh well.
And I was gonna say target number 3.
Alrighty. I'll take my my success in strife, and then I will take.
Well, you almost may as well not. I was gonna say you almost may as well not take the success because 1 isn't enough, and that's gonna come with strife.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm actually. That is a good point.
Just
So you
take
can
the
just
3 opportunity.
take the
I'll take
3
the
opportunities in the strife.
Yeah, I'll take 3 opportunities.
So it is a failure, but failure with style.
Yeah, or you could take 2 opportunities and no strife.
I mean, yeah, I'll take the 3 opportunities in 1 strife. I can.
All right. So you guys come in, and the actors and acrobats are polite, and they acknowledge you, and they're. This isn't their hotel, even though they've kind of booked it out, so they don't have any right to tell you to get out or anything like that. But yeah, you're able to tell they're having they're entertaining themselves by hiding who's in charge from you guys. And you were with Air. You have 3 opportunities with which to do something with them, even though you can't tell who's in charge because they're all deliberately hiding that from you.
Fair enough. Let's see how I can utilize these
Yep.
opportunities. For whatever reason, I was thinking those are exploders, but whatever. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah,
the exploders are like the negative space ninja star.
Yeah.
Or
I
like
don't know why I had those 2 mixed up for whatever reason.
the Shingirin, if you're a
let's see.
Naruto fan.
I'm not.
It looks like
let's see
3
here.
brush strokes. 1 success is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
normal
I knew-
success is 1
yeah,
continuous
I knew
stroke.
what it looked like.
Yeah.
I just had it mixed up with the opportunity symbol in my head. Yeah. I just have to transpose in my mind.
All right. Well, I will come back to you while you're thinking about your opportunities, and we'll go back to the Ronin.
One quick question
Miami, I'm
before
gonna say
you
that-
transfer.
Sure.
What did we have to do with the Cat Clan? I do. Forgive me, I kind of missed that as far as the mission.
The Cat Clan were the ones who originally saw that somebody had an accident in the past.
Beautiful.
And,
okay. Thank you.
And they reported it to Shinjo Oshito. She wants you guys to get a gist of, have they held anything back? Because you guys were pretty surprised with what you found when you got there. That was certainly not a merchant in distress. She did not say this, but there is the possibility, of course, that maybe she suspects that these guys are the ones who killed him.
Okay. Well, before you jump over.
Yep.
While they're like planning around trying to decide, trying to hide who the important people are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pickpocket one of them with my skulldugger.
You gotta use one of those checks.
I'm gonna use one of my opportunities to just get some favorable positioning in that action.
Okay.
We can all
Yeah.
play at some point.
Okay. So you want to spend how many of your 3 in setting up stealing something from one of them?
Oh shit! I'm gonna set up 2.
Okay. What do you want to do with your 3rd? Opportunity.
Spend it to clear the strife.
Okay. So you should have just taken 2. That way you wouldn't have to worry
Yeah, I
about
should
it.
have taken. Okay. Yeah.
Fair. Alrighty. So we will come back to you for that. Naomi, they've changed your bandages. given you some herbal compress to put on the wound, and it's feeling a lot better, I will use magical Game Master Fiat powers to say they put you from a serious wound down to a light wound.
Thank you so much for your hospitality. What is your name, sir?
The head abbot, his name is Broom.
Broom?
Yep.
His name is literally Broom.
He says
Thank
that's
you.
the name I got when I first started as a monk. You know, you start low and menial. It took.
What's in a name?
All right, guys, it's been a good stream. I'll see you guys next week. And
but yeah, what's in a name? But yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, he says, people, that's for the samurai. The family name is very important, and rightfully so. It's it's important to honor your ancestors. For the rest of us, it's we just need to be able to identify ourselves. And if you ask anybody, where's Broom? They all know that means me. So it works. I mean, it's.
If I may, Broom, is there any other monks around that would be interested in, maybe helping us guard the pass?
Well, how do you mean?
Like, look, we're looking for a few hands to help us track down and defend the pass from some ne'er-do-wells that have attacked caravans going through it.
I've heard the rumors. Yes.
Do you know of anybody who is
Oh, we do have some young and fiery and even some bristly monks. I'm gonna throw that out to Reverend there. Who might be willing? Of course, it would be kind of contrary to them achieving enlightenment. A boiling pot should be cooled, not boiled further.
Well, I'm just looking for cool water to help put out a fire in the past.
Is that why your friend is here to ask us this as well? Or
Yes.
is he just here to out of concern for your medical well-being?
Both can be true. He did want to help me get some medical attention, yes, but of course we need some help to help.
Well, it would be rude to continue the conversation without him, don't you think?
It would be. You know what? That's fair. Let's go collect my friend.
Indeed. I would like to meet this young Ronin.
Oh, he's great. Let me tell you all about him. His name is Kage, and I don't know much else about him. He's kind of tight-lipped.
Okay, well, actually, you know a whole lot more about him than that. So, are you trying to deceive him, or?
Oh no, I'm not really trying to deceive him. I just know that he is. I know that he is a loyal friend, and we're.
Yeah, maybe as a player you don't know much, but your two characters.
You want me to give you some tidbits that you would know?
Yeah, your two characters are like the two guys in
the town.
What's Pulp Fiction? The two gangsters.
All right, I'm about it.
I would say you would know Kage is like decently reserved, quiet. He's a good fighter. You've seen him fight, but he tries to avoid fighting if you could help it. He loves his sake and he loves food. He's a foodie. He's just a chill dude overall. He always has his left hand in his tucked in. No one ever sees his left hand.
It doesn't take long for the head abbot to come back with Naomi, and there's a polite introduction, not nearly as formal as what would be in a samurai court. Broom introduces himself and learns your name, and he's gives you a polite bow. And he says, Naomi was telling me you'd like to recruit some of our younger and brasher monks to assist you in apprehending somebody.
Yeah, when they approach, Kage gets up from meditation, gives a polite bow, and goes, "You've heard right. We're looking to bring some fighters to Biden Pass to hopefully take care of a threat that has already taken its toll on some traveling merchants."
Indeed. Well, I know of Shinjo Oshito-san. She strikes me as a honorable and noble samurai. I doubt the wisdom in taking on this mission, but it is a noble intent. I have heard that she wants to build a way station and move out of this town of ice here to headquarter the patrols. Is this true?
Repeat that last bit. I don't know if it was my internet.
He's asking if it's true that she wants to pull her headquarters out of this town and put it in the pass.
Yeah, she is looking to create a way station. So we are also looking for laborers as well.
Well, there just so happens that there is a abandoned monastery near the midway of the pass. If she would allow my order to restore the monastery, I think we can assist you.
Over looks to wrong name. Sorry. Another character I play. Kage looks to Naomi and basically said, "Sounds like a plan to me."
That sounds good. It sounds like a fair trade of goods and or services.
Okay. He says, "Well, give me an air plus a courtesy, just to see how good of an impression you make. And then one of you, whoever's better at it, roll it, and then the other one would be assisting."
I have 0 courtesy. What about you?
Okay.
My courtesy is. I also had 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
0
I did just get a silver gift, so we could use that.
Boom.
Okay. Well, that'll give. So if you're going to roll, then you could use that bonus die, and if Naomi is going to assist, then he can lend you another skill die as well.
I will do that.
2 skill die.
Yep. To your
So
air.
do I need to take it out of my pool or something?
Nope, you're just assisting me.
Yeah, you're spending your action, but we're not like in initiative order, so it's.
So Chaplain is capable of spending gifts to aid the party, not just to
Just not
harm
you.
it. Yeah, just not me.
I don't know what stance this would be. Maybe a
Air.
reason for Earth. Yeah, I was thinking air. No,
Yep.
not air. That's trick. I was thinking water. Just charm, being polite.
Okay, you can use water.
All right, so we're gonna add 2 to the ring die. I also have some leftover
2 to the skill die. You're gonna add 2 skill, not 2 ring.
2 skill. I also have some leftover. I still have 3 bonus skill die from the last session. But what's my TN?
It's going to be TN1, but more successes will help.
Let's pump in 1 more skill die just to be safe. All right, let's roll.
I believe in you.
It only looked like it rolled a 2.
Let's see. Did you roll on the roller line or on the courtesy line?
I rolled on the courtesy line. Should I just roll 1 more on the roller one?
Let me roll it real quick and see if it does something different for me. did something different from me.
Okay. You want to go with that one?
Yep.
All right, what do we have here? Oh, baby. Oh, wow.
Yep.
Screw it. I'll take all that strife. Do all those successes to make it. Well, I don't know how many more successes.
Well, you can
use.
only keep 2 dice, so you can re-roll those exploding dice and see what you get, or you can just leave them as they are and not get more strife than you already have.
No, I'll leave them.
Okay. So
Pretty
keeping
good.
2 dice, you can take the first skill die and the last skill die, and you have 2 successes with no strife whatsoever. Or you can, because we're only keeping 2 dice, and you don't want to re-roll your exploding dice, you're only going to get 2 successes. So do you want to have 2 successes and no strife, or 2 successes and strife? Or do you want to re-roll exploders?
Roll the exploders because I already
Get
have
some
enough
opportunity.
successes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you up at the upper right part of the page, that's the roller. You're going to do...
two ring and 1 skill.
Yep.
It didn't. For some
It
reason,
is not
skill
liking
rolls
the
aren't.
skills for you.
It doesn't. I might need you to do it for me.
I'm still showing you you rolled it with 2 and 0. So let me put
I
it up.
set skill to 1.
Yeah, but yeah, it wasn't set to 1 though. So if it did take for some reason. All right, so there you go.
Okay.
So the first one is 2 successes and 2 strife. Second ring die is 2 successes and 2 strife. That very last skill die is 2 successes.
Well, no opportunity, so
Unfortunately.
go with the successes.
So if you want to take no strife at all, you can keep that first skill die, that's a success, and that third skill die, that's 2 successes, to get 3 successes total.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
All right. I
I
will...
want these monks to like me.
Yep. He says, well, as long as you're willing to promise on Shinjo Oshito's behalf that we can restore the monastery, then I will be happy to lend you some combat capable monks to clear out the pass so that this can happen. And he offers, he promises you can have 6 monks are going to help you.
Let
Oh,
me
you know
and
what?
my
You had 3 successes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say 2 more. We have 8 monks.
Oh,
He
baby.
promises 8
Oh,
monks.
nice.
Oh, man.
Rolling 8 deep.
Let us speak to our boss, and we will come back. As I would like to get another meditation in before the end of the day as well.
He
Okay.
really likes his meditation. Like,
I also
All
like
right.
my sake.
Right,
Why
don't-
don't we... We're
Just
right
as a
on
heads
the
up,
hour.
Naomi got
Why don't
a
we-
silver gift as well.
Okay.
Nice.
Naomi is going to get a skill die you can use at some point, right?
awesome.
And why don't we take 5 and we'll come on back and we'll pick it up at the Cat Clan scene.
All right, give me a second.
Hello, everybody. I think we're back. And thanks for sticking around and visiting Rokugan with us. We're going to pick things up over at the Prancing Pony Roadhouse, where the Cat Miner Clan acrobats and actors are hanging out before tonight's performance, where Dojinai and Bayushi Akane are here to try to pump them for information and see if they've been holding back on old magistrate here. So, Bayushi Akane, we had a whole bunch of opportunities to set up some pickpocketing of one of the Cat Clan samurai. Is that what we're going to do?
That is precisely what we're going to do.
All right.
Cat
Well,
Clan.
with that many opportunities, this would be a skullduggery, and we'll call it That's going to have to be air. So
Yeah, I was going to use air. Yeah.
Doji Nai, are you assisting this in any way, or are you going to plead
no.
ignorance
There's
and not be involved?
I'm not gonna be involved in any kind of thing as shitty as that. Do it. It's a good idea. But no, I'm not doing it.
Okay. You know what? During the break, I should have thought about whether or not doing this for no reason is going to cost honor. Just to keep things simple, I'm going to say no. That way we don't have to waste time with me thinking about it.
Yeah, it's just part-time theft. I'm going to give it back.
Okay.
I'm just playing along in my own special way.
All right. I'm going to say target number 2 for your attempt.
I'm going to use my bonus skill die just to be on the safe side.
All right.
That's way too many dice. I mean, I rolled the right amount of dice, but that was a lot of dice to roll.
All right.
All right.
Well, you've got, I don't know if the audience can see your roll. You've got an explosive success and a strife, opportunity and strife, explosive success and a strife, opportunity and strife, a blank die, an opportunity, and an opportunity and a strife.
Yeah.
And you can keep 3.
I'm going to obviously take the 2 explosives, and I'm going to keep 1 opportunity to knock that strife down. And then I'm going to roll 2 more ring die.
Yep.
Yes. All right.
Well, you don't have to declare that you're keeping them before you roll. You can declare what you're keeping after that roll.
Oh, right. Oh, so you can roll exploders before you decide to keep them?
Yeah. Because if it ends up giving you more strife, you're like, that's too much strife. I don't want that after all.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, my brain was thinking the other way as well until just today.
Okay. So I roll those before I decide which I'm keeping at all?
Yep. But you don't have to roll them. You can decide, you know what? Everything I need is on the table already. I'm not going to risk more strife. But
but I could just roll them and then decide. I don't have to decide if I'm keeping either of those dice until after they're rolled.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Yeah, the thing is, once you roll them, you can't just pick the first roll. So.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that works out.
So yeah, that first one is a success, an opportunity, and 2 strife. And that second one is a success, a strife, and an opportunity.
Yeah. All right. So if I keep the 2 exploding die, that's 2 successes, right?
That's 2 successes and 3 strife and 2 opportunities.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to keep the 2 exploding, and I'm going to keep that opportunity. I'm going to use the 2. Ooh. All right,
that's 2 out of your 3, and then you got the clean opportunity on top of that.
Yeah,
you can stack.
I am taking the clean opportunity, and then I'm also going to take.
Well, that's 3 dice, so you're done.
Okay. Yeah. But I mean, like, okay. So yeah. Okay. So basically, I'm getting. I got my 2 exploding. I got my 2 successes off the exploding, and those come with 2 more opportunities and a strife, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and then I got that 1 additional opportunity there, which I'm going to use to. I'm going to just have. Actually, yeah, I'm going to use 2 of these opportunities to bring strife down.
All right.
Out of the gate, because that's always good to keep down.
All right, so you're going to have
2.
Yeah, you're going to have 2 successes. You're going to have a net 1 strife.
Mm-hmm. And then 1 net opportunity.
And a net opportunity.
Which I'm going to use with Skulk, if I can. Let me double check. No, I think I can only use Skulk with attacks, and let me double check the technique. Ninjutsu. Nope, yeah, no. So I won't use it for that. Alright, and I'm just going to try to use that opportunity to just casually stroll by without arousing too much suspicion.
Okay, so yeah, that's one of the things you can do as a general opportunity with air. You can act subtly to attract minimal attention. So yeah, since you're using air, you can spend the opportunity to be less noticeable while you steal something from one of the Cat Clan samurai.
Excellent.
Were you looking for anything in particular, or you just wanted to have something just to have the leverage of having stolen something?
Yes, I just wanted to have something for the leverage of having stolen something.
So something that would have been easily enough done would be a good luck charm, a netsuke that was tied to somebody's obi. And there's this little wooden cat talisman you've lifted off of one of the samurai.
Oh, excellent.
Okay. And since you were successful and you were extra subtle, nobody seems to be reacting to your theft.
All right. Let's hold on to this for a moment here while I think out my next cape. No.
Yeah, you just go around, collect like a handful of these, disappear for a moment, and come back with like your mask adorned with them.
Yeah. Who wants to buy some netsuke?
While Akane's doing that,
Yep.
I have something I would like to try to do. So I
Indeed.
have a little bit of culture skill, and then obviously as far as social goes, I got courtesy available to me. The general intention would be to, obviously I can't play on the same field as these performers with any sense of performance, but I know culture, I know literature, I'd perhaps know perhaps some of the references they're making, things like that. I would like to essentially try to be affable and friendly and
Okay.
try to kind of endear myself to them through that appreciation of the arts.
All right. Well, yeah. These guys are basically players. They play in kabuki plays and whatnot, and that's something every crane would know about. So you can absolutely engage them in your knowledge of the arts that they perform, and yeah, perhaps integrate yourself as a cultured fan who appreciates their skill.
Now, in regards to what reigned the role, I'm not entirely certain. I'm not trying to do this in any kind of subversive manner, so I'm reluctant to
Okay.
go air. How would Earth would be like just honest as far as like social skills go?
Um,
Fire would be kind of like aggressive. Water,
well, fire would be like trying. Yeah, it could be aggressive. It could also be trying to incite a reaction out of them. If you're, yeah, that doesn't sound like what you're trying to do.
I'm kind of feeling water because I'm essentially trying to kind of like flow into the scene, but do so in a way that's not in any way dishonest.
Well, air isn't inherently about dishonesty. Air is about like reading people's emotions. Uh, so I would let you do either water or air. I'm not going to say it's got to be one or the other.
I'll just go with water.
Okay.
They're both the same rein value.
Well, it makes a difference for opportunities, though.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. I'll have to think
Well,
about that
it's-
next time.
Yep. So, did I give you a target number?
No, you didn't, and I do apologize. I just rolled.
Yeah, 2. It sounds good enough. So,
So 2 successes and 1 opportunity then.
alrighty. So, since you said water, what do you want to do with that one opportunity?
1 second. Let me take a look at your little amazing handy dandy cheat sheet. Perform the task more efficiently. So I guess for the sake of trying to like make friends, I do it a little bit quicker than it might have otherwise.
I'd let you do it quicker, but since we're not really tracking time, that's not a real mechanical benefit per se.
For
But,
efficiency, perhaps the amount of
Yeah, I was gonna
relation
say,
I'm
like,
able
you
to
can
establish.
integrate yourself with 2 of them rather than 1 of them. Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
good. Baishi Akane, while the crane has been being all friendly with these acrobats and actors and telling them all about how much he likes the plays that they perform. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna just be like openly inspecting this charm at this point. Like, oh, this is a nice little. Oh, that's really nice.
Okay. Well, once you show off that you have it, some of the first one to catch on is a female. Got her hair back in a ponytail. She looks like probably one of the acrobats as opposed to one of the actors. And she kind of gives a hiss and a gesture, and the rest of the cat samurai are starting to catch on that you have it. And one of them, looks like the last one to catch on is the one that you stole it from. And like one of them slaps him upside the back of the head, like, what's wrong with you?
I think someone dropped this.
The guy you stole it from stands up from his bench at the table there, and he gives you a bow. He says, "Yes, indeed. It appears I owe you my thanks for finding my Netsuke for me."
Oh, not at all, not at all. I was curious though. Is there like a proper leader role in your troop?
The female with the ponytail stands up at that point because she kind of realizes the game is up at this point, since she's the one who alerted all her minions that they screwed up. And she gives a bow to you. She says, "My name is Nekoma Yuyue.
All right.
Pleased to make your acquaintance."
Likewise, and I'm Bayushi Akane, and I'll hand back the charm to the other guy.
I'm gonna have you give me a passive air and what's this?
Courtesy?
The social defense skill.
Oh,
here we go.
Seafaring.
What's that?
Seafaring.
No, it's not seafaring. Sentiment.
I was close.
Sentiment. I don't know what.
What does that word mean?
Oh, that is a skill. I can't grab.
Yep.
That's a level 3 skill for me to grab, or a rank 3 skill for me to grab.
All right. Well, in the
I'm just
meantime,
roll
roll that with air.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll my airing, I guess.
And I'm gonna say target number 3.
All right, so I guess I have to take those. No big deal.
But you can, boom.
Oh, perfect. That is a lot of strife, though. Yeah, I'll use that opportunity to get that strife down, at least to mitigate it a little bit.
Okay. All right. So you got grand total of 3 successes. That's the magic number. And so 3 strife.
Yeah.
But you're going to get something interesting out of taking that 3 strife. As she's watching you and watching Doji Nai, and you're watching her, she's got the way she moves. You are pretty sure you're catching shinobi training.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know what that looks like for secret reasons, perhaps, or maybe not so secret reasons. And you are seeing someone who is trained much like you were.
Okay. Yeah, we're just actors.
Indeed. And acrobats.
Actors.
Yeah. It's like, you know how you can always tell like who was in theater growing up? It's like that. You know?
Yep.
We're just a couple theater nerds.
She's another drama nerd.
Well, you see,
Yeah.
all of us wear masks.
I'm telling you, actors, they all got skullduggery.
I mean, it's right in there with that. I mean, it's literally acting.
Anyway, she identifies herself. She's kind of the director and in charge of not everything on stage, really everything behind the stage that the troupe does.
You found the stage director.
I did.
Skullduggery again, just like Chris said.
She says, "What can we do for you?"
Oh, right. We have questions concerning the wagon incident that was reported.
She either feigns ignorance or let's see. What's your vigilance?
My vigilance is probably not high enough. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
It is. Is that going to be in conflict? Yes. Vigilance 3.
Vigilance 3. I'm going to say she feigns ignorance, but you can tell she's feigning ignorance.
Okay.
She says, "I don't remember what wagon. Like one of our wagons?"
No. It was it was a merchant's wagon by what was it? I think it was a crab merchant. And I don't mean to like imply the wrong thing. I'm not accused. I don't want it to seem as if I'm implying or suggesting that you're like you may have any involvement or whatever. But I remember there was a report, and I'm hoping to just maybe just learn a little bit as far as what happened there more than anything else. Because it was a peculiar scenario.
Sure. The accident out in the pass. Yeah, I remember that. What about it?
I was just hoping maybe there might be something that's recently come to memory as far as what exactly was found, because it was just a really unusual situation, and we're just trying to get as much information together as we possibly can.
Dojinai, what are you doing during all this?
My general intention would be to just focus on trying to be affable and friendly. I'm
talking with your new buddies.
Yeah, especially considering the less savory approach Akane has chosen to do. I'm trying to keep myself kind of separate from that action.
All right. Well, I will let you name your two new buddies. Of course, their family name is Nakoma. But
all right, I will do.
They're a couple of kabuki actors that are quite thrilled to have a Crane Clan fan. All right, so since Dojinai is just kind of working the crowd as opposed to working the stage manager, it'll just stay with you, Akane.
Okay.
So she says, "Yeah, there's not much to tell. You know, we came across the washout in the pass. We looked over the edge. We saw, hey, there's somebody down there. We called, do you need help? There was no answer. So yeah, we just pressed on."
That's cool. I understand. Yeah, being an acting troupe, I'm sure there is nothing really that can be done, unfortunately.
All right, well, give me. Yeah, she may or may not be telling the truth. Let's. I'll let you roll rather than have her roll against you.
Okay, what am I going to be rolling?
Air and sentiment with a secret target number. So you get a void point because I said secret target number.
All right. Oof. Well, it is exploding, so.
Yep. You never know. This could be a whole bunch of successes coming up.
Yeah. Open.
Oof.
One success.
All right. Well.
So, yeah, I'll keep the opportunity and use that to wash the stress.
Okay. So yeah, you're not seeing any telltale signs of deception. Of course, that could means one of two things: either she is not deceiving you, or she's really good at it.
Yeah, it could be either or. And given the implication from our initial encounter communicating, I'm assuming it's more hiding information than anything else. But I'm not going to press onward on it. I don't want to be rude.
Okay, I would say if you do want to press onward, we'll make it a courtesy, and if you're successful, she would allow you, say, to question other members of her troop. Or if you are not successful, she'll be like, "Yeah, so we're done here."
You know what? Yeah, let's go ahead and try it. Let's go ahead and push on with courtesy.
Okay. I will say Pat's efforts are going to count as assistance for you, because he's already kind of got two of them talking already anyway.
All right. And how's that assistance going to be in a skill ring or
I'm pretty sure he must have courtesy, so that's going to give
I got courtesy.
Yeah. So the better dice are ring dice, so you'll get a bonus ring dice. And I just gave you a void point, so you also have void available.
Right.
And I'm not sure, did somebody just give, no, that was just the regular chat. So if you still have any of those rewards left over for skill dice, you can still use that as well.
Presently don't, but I'm trying to find out where all I can utilize void points. I kept forgetting to look it up.
Void point, you can spend it to get another ring die.
Oh, wow. Fair enough.
Yeah, void points are good.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use that void point because...
and then Reverend just gave you a skill die as well. Thank you, Reverend.
Geez. Well, in that case...
apparently the chat doesn't like these maybe ninja acrobat actors, getting away with shenanigans. They want you guys to suss them out.
Alright. I mean, like, there's only so much sussing out I personally can do. But we'll see. But what if the ninja's a samurai? Anyway, I'll go ahead and take that skill die as well. And I'll take. And you said a void point gives me another ring die?
Yep, that counts as a kept die. So it basically the void increases your ring by one.
Ooh,
yeah, it increases your ring by one if you spend a void point.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll this courtesy roll. Boy, that was a terrible roll. Well, not a terrible roll, actually.
That was an awesome dice pool, but that was not an awesome result for that dice pool.
The dice pool did not pan out as nicely as it could be. But I'll go ahead and take those. Oh, I can keep 4, so I'll take the 1 ring success.
You can keep 5.
I'll keep 5?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, Wait, hold on. Let me look at my my strife here before I get myself in trouble.
Before you pass, but then you just blurt out to swear.
Yeah. I need an opportunity.
Well, you got 2 skill exploders.
I got 2 skill explodes, and I got let's see here. I'm gonna take the 1 ring success, the 1 skill success, and I'll take 1 explode.
Well, you can roll it before you choose. So
yeah. Okay, right. So it's gonna be 1 ring.
A skill
skill die.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
Well, that'll end up canceling the strife on it.
Yep, that's what I'll do. I'll take exactly that, and I'll cancel the strife.
All right, so how many successes total have we got here? 3?
That is going to be 3, yes.
Okay, and how much strife after canceling?
None. I only took 1 of the exploders, and then I took 2 clean successes.
Oh, you do? That's right. You do have 2 clean ones. There you go. Nice.
Oh, thank goodness. I needed that.
So, what are you at on strife?
4 of 6.
Okay, yeah.
It's not the best place to be. It's not
Not the best place
to be.
It could be quite bad. It could be quite worse.
Yeah.
All right. So with that roll, yes, you do get her to. You do maneuver her into a position where it would be, just kind of weird for her to bar you from talking to the rest of her roadies and whatnot. So she gives you her blessing to talk to the rest of the traveling acrobats.
All right, so I'll bow personally. Thank you for allowing me this. I'm sure nothing weird will pop up, but I just want to know more. I'm sure.
Indeed.
There's nothing for you to worry about.
Yeah. Once we hop back to the Ronin duo, you guys have secured a deal with Broom, the head abbot, that Shinjo Oshito will promise to give them the rights to restore the monastery in exchange for helping her clear the pass.
All right.
We still need to look for laborers to help build the way station.
Okay.
Do you know of any laborers?
Well, you did kind of a 2 birds with 1 stone with getting the monks on board, but you can maybe look for more if you want, or you can look for more warriors if you want.
No, I think with the 2 birds, 1 stone, we could go back to Boss and run it by her.
And then we could go get some sake and rice.
Yeah, we did both of our jobs in 1 sitting, so we have extra time to just go have some food and sake. So
yes.
Okay.
Hell yeah, we'll go back to Boss.
We'll go back to Boss, let her know what's up.
Oh yeah.
And then,
well, she is meeting with the Scorpion Magistrate. It's a meeting you don't have an invitation to.
Looks like we're getting rice and sake now.
Yeah. Spin this koku on some fucking rice.
Maybe we could look into this. Grab a cup of sake and check out.
Sample all the sake till you find out which sake is spoiled and which isn't by sampling all of them.
Yes.
Well, we could look into this spirit situation.
Oh, we're at the monk monastery. Yeah, we're with the monks. We can ask them about spirits.
We could.
Okay.
So it's like we walk out of the monastery and we're like, hold on,
Well,
and we turn right back.
Yeah. Before you leave, so how are you going to bring it up to Broom, or do you want to talk to someone besides the head abbot?
No, I could talk to Broom.
Okay.
Broom's cool.
Yeah, I like Broom.
Broom's sick.
He's not at all bristly.
I see what you did there.
I can't claim that one though. I got that one from chat. That was good, Reverend.
So Broom, are you familiar with the Red Heron at all?
Says of course. It's it's here in town that I live in.
Denji informed me that a spirit has been tampering with his sake, and we were.
I haven't heard about that.
Well, he is my friend, and I take his word for it. And I was wondering if you or any of your brethren here would have any insight to how to deal with such a problem.
Well, if one is haunted, that likely means one has some bad karma, and things need to be put right with the universe.
Denji have bad karma with the spirit?
It's possible. A restless spirit, exists for a reason.
Maybe we go have some words with Denji, Naomi.
It sounds like a plan.
And get some sake.
I know. You want to invite him?
Broom, do you want some sake?
He says, "Oh no, we don't partake here in the monastery."
How about tea?
Do you partake in the Red Heron?
He says, "Oh, I've never been there myself. It's walked by it hundreds of times, I'm sure."
Do you
He says,
like
"This is my
food?"
home," gesturing to the monastery or to the temple.
Well, nonetheless, thank you for your help, and Kage will give him a polite bow.
Okay.
And I will also give him a polite bow. Thank you yet again for tending my wounds. Are you sure we can't get you any kind of food or anything, to help repay your kindness?
He says, we always accept offerings to the fortunes here.
Okay. Well, when I break this, like 500 years worth of rice token, I will be sure to.
When I hit the lottery, you guys are just going to be set.
Done. Never have to worry about anything ever again.
All right, I guess next step is Red Heron. We're gonna go talk to Denji.
All right. We're probably getting up on lunchtime, so there's probably a slight buzz of business going on at the Red Heron. Denji, of course, is always happy to see samurai customers because they're the ones that have lots of money.
Kage will do his usual thing, wave to Denji, point where he's going to sit, and invite him to come over and join him and Naomi.
Yeah.
Well, he says I'm kind of busy, taking care of my clientele. But what can I get you guys?
Just some of your sake and some rice should do the trick. I had a question for you based on what you told me recently.
Yes?
We asked the monks on how to deal with a spirit that would be tampering with this place. Apparently, there could be some frustrations between you and the spirit. Is there any history here?
Well, I don't like that he ruins my sake. Yeah.
How'd you come about the red hair?
Well, it was my father's, and his father's before that, and his father's before that.
So this is passed down through family, then?
Yeah. But it was actually before that. It came from the other matrilineal. My great grandfather's wife actually owned it, but it's been father to son since then.
Oh, did they get along?
Of course.
Well, not of course. I know from experience that there's
Oh well, married couples they always have their ups and downs, but
yeah.
As you know, it would be unseemly to speak ill of one's ancestors.
But could perhaps one's ancestors feel ill about the Red Heron as to...
Well, I certainly hope not. I've done quite a good job here, I think.
Has there been any adversaries to the Red Heron in the past? Outside of family?
Oh no, we're not important enough to have enemies. We serve one and all.
Is there a rival? Do you have a rival? Tavern.
Well, I
restaurant?
think we're all rivals to an extent. It's just the other night. Just last night, there was that big brawl that ended up spilling into bouncers and mercenaries and whatnot.
I heard nothing about that. What do you know?
I thought I was pretty sure actually, like one of your friends was involved. If I remember right.
Friends is putting it loosely.
Yeah, we just met him.
I just didn't want I didn't want any blood hitting the floor in your establishment, Denji. Thanks
Just
for reminding me.
if only you had that. If only you had a bond with Chris's character.
Oh, hey, you remember that one time?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you remember that one time? Well, at least one of you has to remember that one time for it to work.
Do you remember that one time you were so badly hurt that you did join us for dinner but didn't say a thing, and then you saw this brawl happen out in the street? Anyways.
Oh yeah. I was really hurt. Sorry, I was delirious from blood loss.
Yeah, you were like bleeding out, but we were hungry first.
Hey.
All right. Well,
We
I
have to
will hop back over to Akane and Nai while you guys come up with another strategy.
Just a friendly reminder, Hal, take a look at the time.
Yep. We probably got time to do a little bit of talking with the roadies and stagehands and whatnot, unless you guys would like to do something else with the little bit of time we have left.
I don't think we necessarily have enough time to segue to the Lucky Frog thing. We might as well continue with
Okay.
the
All right.
the troop.
Well, is there any more interaction you would like to do with the Cat Clan Samurai?
I'm gonna pull myself away from the two actors that I have been talking with for a bit and try to find where Akane may be in the crowd, or if she's by herself,
Well,
or whatever.
You guys are both in the same tavern. You know, it's you can see each other. It's not a crowd to
Okay,
be lost.
so I'll go up to Akane and ask, so did you were able to learn anything?
Oh yes, plenty, really. No, not as much as I'd hoped, but hopefully we can change that. But they definitely know more than they initially let on. I wasn't able to get much out of the leader. She's rather well practiced. However, someone here may not be. We don't necessarily have to, tighten the screws, so to speak, but I'm sure we could get them talking.
And after that, I'm going to, in a kind of over-the-top gesture of friendliness and everything, I'm going to buy the entire house around.
Wow, that is
Flexing
quite generous.
again.
Yeah.
And I am going to dedicate it to my two new friends. One second,
Okay.
I did pull up names for them.
Yep, I saw that in the chat. I'm gonna have to transcribe them because that'd be nice if they were recurring NPCs and we saw them again.
I also added them to my my character notes, the background portion, so they're in there,
Fair
and
enough.
I put them in Discord chat. Yeah. But to Danjiro and Koshiro, two amazingly gifted kabuki actors that I've had the privilege to enjoy their performances.
Okay. So you guys have seen the wagon train outside. There's not enough rooms for all the peasants in their convoy, so the peasants sleep in their wagons. And they're basically they're circus. I forget the term for members of the circus, but yes, they're circus people.
All right.
Almost said freaks.
Yeah, well,
Jesus. Don't sit
Rokugani
there.
circuses are much more refined and high class than having freaks and whatnot in their circuses.
Gotcha.
But the roadies caravan is a bustle of activity. All the peasants and overseers, they all seem to be busy doing something with costumes or props or getting stages, big scenery pieces for the stages, wrangling those around. They seem to actually almost rudely ignore you. You're used to peasants at least giving you a deferential bow, but Yeah, these peasants are actually clearly used to ignoring strange samurai.
Alright.
As you stand there and make a point of being there, one of them, has got to acknowledge you, or else it's going to be a grievous insult. So it looks like one of the more important peasants finally finishes what he's doing. Looks like he's tying some bundles up, and he comes over and gives you a respectful bow. And he said, "My apologies for not addressing you sooner. As you can see, we're quite busy." He says, "My name is Badger." He says, "Is there something I can help you with?"
This was from the toast, right?
I'm sorry?
Or is this directed at me? I'm sorry, I spaced for a second there.
Yeah, it's direct. I thought the two of you went out to talk to the roadies. So yeah, one of them, they ignore you for a while.
I
one
didn't
of them
realize that I was with
finally
acknowledges
you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna speak up and say, oh, think nothing of it. I greatly appreciate all the hard work you do to keep this production going. I will do everything I can to limit the amount of time that I am impeding your progress.
Yes, Doji-san, I'm sure you're aware high art takes much effort.
And with that, I'm going to, so we have been told by Oshito-san that the troop was the first to mention a wayward merchant on the way in. Could you tell me of the details of what you guys saw on the way in?
Oh, well, there's not a whole lot to tell. We left Last Breath Castle that morning, and that's the Lion Fortress on their side of the pass. And that's the typical procedure. You takes a whole day to transit. And he says they were coming south. We left the Lion Fortress in the morning. We were making fairly good time, but not good enough that we could mount any kind of a rescue down the cliff. I don't know if you saw it. It was kind of an ordeal to get down there. And since nobody seemed to be in any kind of peril, or at least there was no answer when we called if anybody needed help, we saw no need to waste precious hours and risk travel in the dark. And sure enough, yeah, we got here before the sun went down, so it worked out for everyone.
So you called out to a wagon down by the river. Could you please describe the wagon and what you saw down there?
Oh, well, you've seen one wagon. You've really kind of seen them all. It's a merchant's wagon. I went down into the bamboo. From what I could see of the banners on the side of the wagon, it looked like a crab.
Could you please describe what form of I'm trying to think of, like, is there a generic term for like a beast of burden, labor, or ox, mule, horse, whatever?
Yeah, beast of burden. Yeah.
Yeah. What form of beast of burden was the wagon being pulled by?
I don't remember seeing one. Probably an ox, because that's the kind of cart it was.
But oxes are pretty big. You would have seen one if there was one there, yeah?
Well, Well, not necessarily. I mean, it went down into some bamboo.
Out of character, how tall does bamboo get? Would that be that'd be able to obfuscate it pretty well if it was there, like reasonably, believably?
Well, I mean, you were there. I need to do. Give me a sentiment, air and sentiment,
1 moment,
just in case
please.
he's BSing you.
Yep. Sentiment air. Only opportunities, sadly.
Okay. Well, what do you want to do with him?
1 second, let me pull up the cheat sheet.
And meanwhile, he's saying that he doesn't remember seeing the animal. He doesn't. He also says, "I don't remember seeing any merchant either, for that matter." But the kind of cart it was, it should have been pulled by an ox.
I'm going to spend the 2 to notice an interesting detail about a character in the scene. Wait,
Okay.
this is advantage or disadvantage? Actually, no. I'll change that up a little bit. So essentially my options are learn another character in the scene's demeanor if it's an NPC and current strife, and be able to act subtly. So I think what I'll do instead is I'll spend 1 on essentially 1 a threshold of subtlety to it, where hopefully if I go talk to another person, they didn't realize I was already grilling one person, and
right.
then try to get an idea for his demeanor, if that would allow me to kind of get an idea if he feels honest or doesn't feel honest, even though I know that was kind of the point of the role. So I don't know exactly how that may or may not translate.
He seems way too cocky for a peasant to be addressing a samurai. He's way too uppity.
Alright, way too uppity for addressing. Alright, so...
And since we're at 5 minutes till, I think maybe we should just kind of leave this as a stopping off point for next time.
Sounds good. I'll make a note on my character sheet of where I was so I don't forget.
Yep. So Kage and Naomi, we'll pick up with you guys either doing something else with the Red Heron and the Denji the Proprietor, or whatever it is you guys come up with to do. Meanwhile, Doji Nai and Zafira, or Doji Nai and Bayushi Akane, you guys can, you pretty much, you've run the course with this guy. He's much too well coached and or skillful and or not having any interest in helping you to give you any more help.
Okay, so even trying to browbeat him a little bit is not going to get anywhere. Move on to something else.
Well, you could, yes, you could attempt that as opposed to what you've been doing, but what you've been doing has kind of reached its natural.
Yeah. Well, just for the sake of perhaps planning, my general intention at this point would be to kind of start pulling rank and appropriate behavior and things like that.
Sure. You can absolutely start doing some pulling rank on them. Absolutely. So next week we're going to have our partial cast again. We'll, I don't know, maybe go through spending experience points, or we'll have another kind of a stage shift and have another scene that's going on to reveal more of what's going on with this story that you guys are investigating. Depends on who we can get. So absolutely looking forward to playing with you guys. Thanks for playing. It was a lot of fun. I hope you had as much fun as I did.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed doing this. Thank you.
And thank you, chat, for engaging with us and giving our heroes some timely assistance with your gifts. And let's not forget, we got D&D episodicals tomorrow morning think we got at least one
Yeah.
person. Big Chris, I think you're in that, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
All right. So yeah, we can.
Big Chris.
Yeah, we'll see more of Big Chris tomorrow, doing some D&D heroics.
And his wonderful still life photo.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think we're probably going to do a raid after this. So please stick around after the credits and help out another one of our Twitch broadcasters. All right. See you next week, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. I'm
Bye.
waving so hard right now.